Thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris Tech Tips. Oh yeah, we are going to tackle some beta trials bikes. We're going to perform a full winterization service because around here these things don't get ridden all year around, and I'm going to show you the best way to store these bikes. That way you can put them up for the winter, roll them out of the trailer or the garage or whatnot, kick them and go riding. Also like this guy. Listen to this guy. He actually stalls the bike. Woohoo! Then he gets a kick and off he goes. Oh yes, here it is. 2020 Beta Evo 2T Factory Edition. Super sweet. Good buddy of mine. Owns all these bikes and it's just a hoot to work with. So thanks again, Dan, and let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do is turn the fuel off, which on these betas is all the way counterclockwise. Next, I'm going to remove the air filter cover. Then I'm going to remove the air filter. Also, I found it easier to push down towards the front of the motorcycle to release the air filter. And I'll give you an overview of the intake. Nice and clean. Left adding kick start makes it kind of hard, but second kick fires right up. While the bike's running, right here is where I squirt the fogging oil down the intake track while it's running. And remember, the bike's just about out of gas because the fuel's out, so it's burning all the fuel out of the flow bowl, and then we're going ahead and fogging the motor, and we fog it right until it quits. Next, you want to remove the spark plug. Now you want to spray down the hole for about 3 seconds. Reinstall the spark plug. Now after cleaning and re-oiling the air filter, we can reinstall. Now we can go ahead and drain the engine oil, since the engine oil is a little warm. 8mm Allen. And we'll crack the fill hole. And then I always remove these sight glasses using a 19mm socket. You got to be careful when you tighten them because they are plastic and easy to break. I'll just take some carb cleaner and clean out that so we have a nice clean glass. we go. Nice and clean. Make sure you have the rubber gasket. Not too tight on that one. Then we'll clean all the gunk off of our drain plug. Nice and shiny new. Reinstall. Then we'll go ahead and put some oil in it. Recommend Motul products. I'm running a 10W40, a Motul 3000. This particular model holds 550 milliliters. Gasket, fill, cap. Next, we'll go ahead and clean and lube the chain. I like to use this grunge brush. Works really good for chain. Lube chain. And make sure you have a really good tire gauge. Check the tire pressure. And I'm setting these at about 5 psi. Another thing I like to do is change the brake fluid. So here, I'll show you how to change the brake fluid in the rear master cylinder. What we need here is a 3mm Allen head. And this one back here is kind of hard to get to, so I like to use ball-headed Allen. Motul offers this RBF 600 racing brake fluid. It's a .4. What's nice about this is you can use it in all the brakes and the hydraulic clutch system on these bikes. Best thing to do is poke 2 little holes. That way it's easy to pour. And we'll set up our brake siphoning system. Here's your brake bleeder, a rubber cap, and I just removed the whole thing. And this is a 7mm. Get that set. And we'll put my brake bleeding gun right here. Actually, go right here. And then we'll just go ahead and turn this on. Then crack the bleed screw. Now you can watch the oil bleed through. Just want to make sure you don't let the reservoir go dry. I'm going to go ahead and let this bleed through probably 2 to 3 times. Make sure there's fresh oil in the reservoir, fresh oil through the whole line and in the master cylinder slave. Then we're going to go ahead and tighten the bleed screw, remove the wrench, and reinstall the rubber stopper. Then we're going to go ahead and reinstall the rear brake master cylinder cap. Then you're going to want to make sure to take some contact cleaner, clean all the surfaces that the brake fluid has maybe spilt out on, because this stuff is very toxic and it eats paint. Just like to mark tops of those so I know it's done. Like that. I like to take some WD-40 and just get all these just from when they're sitting. The other one is right here. Everything just seems to work really nice that way. Then I like to remove this crankcase vent hose. That way you can get to your clutch master cylinder. I also like pulling this one all the way off too. Then you want to grab a Phillips screwdriver and go ahead and remove the 2 screws that hold the master cylinder cap on. Okay, next we'll want to make sure that the reservoir is completely full of oil. Then we'll go ahead and bleed the clutch. Now, as that reservoir is draining, I'm just going to go ahead and slowly apply some new brake fluid, and I'm going to let it drain probably 3 or 4 times to make sure we've got all the old oil out of the line, the master cylinder, and the slave cylinder for that matter. And I think that should about do it. We'll tighten that bleed screw, then we'll go ahead and reinstall the cap cover. Now we'll just go ahead and check it, make sure it's pressured up. Oh yeah, it feels great. Now we'll go ahead and reinstall the rubber bleed screw cover. And last but not least, let's reinstall the crankcase ventilation hose. There we go. Okay, let's tackle the front brakes. First, you want to remove the rubber cap cover. This here is an 8mm. Just get that ready. We'll go ahead and take the master reservoir cap off. And sometimes they stick, so I just like to tap on them lightly with the end of the screwdriver. They'll pop right off. Now we'll get my bleed gun ready. Make sure that stays in place, and we'll crack the bleed screw and make sure the master cylinder does not run dry. And like I said, we'll run through this probably 3 to 4 times to make sure all the old oil is out of the master cylinder, through the line, and out of the actual brake caliper itself. Should be good. Go ahead and tighten the bleed screw, and we can remove the bleed gun. Make sure that's nice and tight. Reinstall the bleed screw cap. Clutch is nice and pressured up, and then we'll go ahead and reinstall our master cylinder cover. Then of course, after you've got it all sealed up, if you've spilt any brake fluid, you want to make sure you wipe that off. This stuff is very toxic and it tends to eat paint. So yeah, it's a good idea to remove all that. Well, there you have it. Winterization on this Beta Evo 2T 300. This service you can pretty much perform on any motorcycle, ATV if you're putting it up for the winter, or just storing it for long periods of time. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, scroll down below, click that subscribe button. Also give me a like and share this video. It really helps my channel grow. Once again, I'm Chris with Chris Tech Tips, and thanks again for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.